In a truly explosive revelation that has shaken the hearts of millions, King Charles appears to have unveiled the most unexpected details of his life with Camilla. What is the king speaking so loudly about, and why has the royal couple found themselves facing an inevitable storm? And all of this while real drama brews behind the closed doors of Buckingham Palace. Could ominous clouds be gathering over their union, threatening to unleash a destructive storm? What dark secrets lie hidden in their past? And how might this affect the future of the British monarchy? Sources close to the palace are anxious. Tension is mounting, and colleagues and courtiers are shocked, wondering, could this be the beginning of the end for an already fragile relationship? Camilla's future as queen consort is under threat. Will she be able to withstand the storm, or will she be forced to retreat into the shadows under the weight of public opinion and internal family pressure? Is this just the tip of the iceberg? Subscribe to stay informed about the upcoming scandals and incredible stories from the life of the royal dynasty. King Charles has made a loud statement concerning Camilla that now puts the royal couple before an even mightier storm. This new revelation has sent shockwaves through the entire monarchy, with those close to the palace calling it unbelievable. This stunning announcement has prompted everyone to consider what impact it will have on the future of their relationship and the monarchy as a whole. Suddenly, Camilla's role is being questioned, and it has shaken absolutely everyone. Relationships under close scrutiny. The story of the relationship between King Charles and Camilla is known as one of the most talked about love stories in the modern history of the royal family. Their acquaintance dates back to the early 1970s when Charles, then the Prince of Wales, first met Camilla. Their connection was evident from the start, but societal expectations, royal duties, and external pressures significantly complicated their relationship. By a twist of fate, both entered into marriages with other people. Charles successfully married Lady Diana Spencer in 1981, and Camilla chose Army officer Andrew Parker Bowles as her husband. Yet, even as Charles and Camilla went their separate ways, rumors that their connection never truly ended continued to circulate. Throughout the 1980s and 1990s, the public and media closely followed the evolution and transformation of the relationships between Charles, Diana, and Camilla. What began as barely audible whispers gradually turned into direct accusations, with many suspecting that Charles and Camilla maintained a secret liaison even during his marriage. These speculations were later confirmed, drawing public attention to what would become a royal scandal. The marriage between Charles and Diana was far from perfect, and by the early 1990s, their problems became public knowledge. In her famous interview in 1995, Diana notably mentioned Camilla, saying, "There were 3 of us in this marriage, so it was a bit crowded," solidifying Camilla's image as a homewrecker in the eyes of the public. She was often blamed for the breakdown of Charles and Diana's relationship, with media portraying Camilla as the other woman, reinforcing her controversial status while Diana was seen as the wronged party. The tragic death of Princess Diana in 1997 only further complicated the public's perception of Camilla. In the years that followed, Charles and Camilla continued their relationship quietly, aware of the public and media's scrutiny. It was not until 2 years after the tragedy, in 1999, that they first appeared in public as a couple. The path to public acceptance was a challenging one. Many doubted whether the royal family and the British people would ever accept Camilla. By 2005, the couple had weathered years of media turmoil, reaching a turning point in their relationship. On the 9th of April that year, they married in a civil ceremony at Windsor Guildhall, followed by a blessing at St. George's Chapel. Part of the public began to accept their union, though criticism persisted. Nonetheless, over time, Charles and Camilla took steps to change public perception of them. Camilla began to take on more royal duties and regularly accompanied Charles at official events, which helped her slowly gain respect due to her dedication and commitment to the monarchy. The influence of Diana's legacy still extends far, yet over time Camilla's portrayal in the press softened, and the public, while not immediately, began to gradually accept her. However, their relationship will always bear the weight of its controversial beginnings. Questions often arose about how the British public would react to Camilla's potential ascent as queen consort, and the royal family continued to carefully manage the process of transforming her image in the public eye. When King Charles ascended to the throne following the passing of Queen Elizabeth II in 2022, Camilla's role took on even greater significance. Though she had established herself as a reliable partner for Charles and a key figure within the royal family, her new title as queen consort brought with it many new challenges. Despite the decades that have passed since the early years of their relationship, the legacy of the past continues to haunt them, and opinions on Camilla's place in the monarchy remain divided. Their relationship, always under the public and media's watchful eye, continues to captivate the global community. This became even more apparent after King Charles made a recent bold statement that once again thrust their relationship into the public spotlight. While the public image of King Charles and Camilla often appears united and harmonious, behind the closed doors of Buckingham Palace, tensions are rising. Recent reports suggest that in recent months, there has been increasing strain within the royal family, hitting the front pages of newspapers. Insiders point to ongoing disagreements between Charles and Camilla. These internal conflicts, long hidden from public view, seem to be one of the reasons behind the recent loud announcement that shocked both the public and the monarchy. The royal couple has long been familiar with pressure. However, as Charles fulfills his duties as king, the demands and expectations placed on both spouses have grown. Camilla has found herself in an even more prominent role, as she is set to occupy a position previously held by the beloved Queen Elizabeth. Although she has been preparing for this position for years, the combination of public duties and personal challenges seems to have caused stress in her relationship with Charles. Sources close to the palace describe growing disagreements between the couple, reportedly torn over many personal and professional issues. One of the major sources of conflict is their differing views on royal protocol and family work dynamics. As king, Charles must uphold the traditions of the monarchy while trying to modernize them to meet the demands of the 21st century. Camilla, however, holds her own views on how she should handle her role within the family, a role she has fought long and hard for after being known for years as the other woman. A specific point of contention between them reportedly involves their approach to managing the royal family's internal affairs. Insiders suggest that Camilla, having solidified her position as queen consort, now takes a more active role in palace affairs, which is not always welcomed by Charles. As king, Charles faces enormous challenges in maintaining the unity of the royal family, and it is believed that some of his decisions conflict with Camilla's viewpoints, causing additional friction between them. This tension was perhaps most noticeable during preparations for key events related to Prince Harry. The recent celebration of Camilla's birthday sparked considerable discussion due to reports that she felt sidelined from the planning process and expressed her displeasure in private. These feelings were only exacerbated by ongoing disagreements over how to address issues involving Prince Harry and his relationship with the rest of the royal family, creating a tense atmosphere within the palace walls. Insider accounts confirm that disputes over this issue have escalated into heated arguments between Charles and Camilla, further straining their relationship. As tension grows, many palace staff have begun noting increased concerns. It has emerged that the disagreements between the king and queen consort are manifesting not just in occasional arguments. These are deep-rooted conflicts remaining unresolved and beginning to impact the harmonious functioning of the royal household. Known for his restraint, King Charles is reportedly struggling to balance his public duties with mounting pressures in his personal life. Meanwhile, Camilla, with her strong-willed character, sought significant involvement in making important royal decisions. The tension in their relationship reached a peak just days before King Charles made the sensational statement. Believe it or not, there were rumors that Camilla temporarily left Buckingham Palace. This explosive conflict began with the planning of Prince Harry's birthday, intended to be a simple family event, but quickly escalating into a much larger confrontation. As Harry's 40th birthday approached, the intensity of emotions at Buckingham Palace was reaching its limit. For King Charles, this event meant much more than just a celebration. It was an opportunity to mend ties with his estranged son and begin restoring their fractured bond. However, this decision met resistance from Camilla. From her perspective, given all the public and media turmoil surrounding Harry's departure from royal duties, the primary focus should be on fulfilling commitments to the monarchy rather than family reconciliation efforts. For her, the image of the monarchy was of utmost importance. Allocating time for talking to Harry in honor of his birthday was disrupting significant obligations. This conflict led to a dispute between King Charles and Camilla. What began as a scheduling disagreement quickly evolved into a full-blown confrontation over deeper issues. Charles felt it was necessary to focus on rebuilding his relationship with his son and refused to back down. He believed that addressing the rift in his relationship with Harry required urgent attention and, in his view, even if giving attention to Harry came at the expense of other matters, it was a necessary step for their reconciliation. For Camilla, however, this was entirely unacceptable. Feeling pushed aside due to Charles's attentiveness to his son, her frustration continued to grow. This dispute was not just about the birthday. It tapped into old wounds, unresolved feelings, and underlying tension, making the conflict more complex than anyone had anticipated. The atmosphere at Buckingham Palace reached a boiling point, and reportedly, in a dramatic moment, Camilla left the palace, leaving staff and observers bewildered by the seriousness of the situation. Her sudden absence created a significant void in the daily life of the palace, and many began to ponder the potential long-term implications. King Charles, however, remained unwavering in his determination to mend his communication with Prince Harry. For him, restoring the relationship with his son is paramount, and he is resolute in his mission to rebuild their connection despite any challenges and obstacles along the way. Charles firmly believes that this moment could be pivotal in healing the long-standing deep rift that has divided the family for so long. Despite Camilla's reaction causing a stir in Buckingham Palace, Charles considers it an important step forward, even if it troubles his wife. Many were astonished at how quickly the situation escalated. Uncertainty about the future spread throughout the palace. Will Camilla return, and if so, how soon? Or will her absence extend for a longer duration? Camilla's departure from Buckingham Palace came as a complete surprise. Staff, accustomed to handling the daily intricacies of royal life, suddenly found themselves at the center of a blazing crisis. The Queen Consort, a significant figure in the monarchy, was gone, leaving a considerable gap in the royal household's functioning. For several days, the palace was enveloped in confusion as officials feverishly attempted to understand what had happened and what it might mean for the monarchy's future. For King Charles, the consequences of this conflict bore both deep personal and public significance. He found himself in a challenging position, balancing his duties as a monarch with his personal relationships. Camilla's departure occurred just as the monarchy was under intense public scrutiny. The thought of Camilla suddenly leaving Buckingham Palace raised serious questions. Is this a sign of a beginning rift in their marriage? Can the royal couple reconcile? Or is this an indication of deeper issues within the royal family? Public reaction to the news was swift and varied. Supporters of Camilla quickly expressed their concern for the Queen Consort, while others saw this as confirmation of long-standing tensions between her and the wider royal family, especially given the fraught relationship with Prince Harry and his ties to the monarchy. Social media became a main source of speculation, with numerous theories circulating about the true nature of the conflict and its implications for the royal couple's future. Behind closed doors, royal insiders are pondering the long-term impact Camilla's departure might have on the royal family's image. Over the years, the monarchy has strived to maintain a sense of stability and continuity, especially after the death of Queen Elizabeth II and Charles's ascent to the throne. Camilla played a key role in this transition, gracefully and nobly fitting into her role as Queen Consort. But now, with her sudden departure, the royal family once again faces a public relations challenge. In light of the immense attention surrounding Camilla's departure from Buckingham Palace, many are questioning what the future holds for her as Queen Consort. Could her role in the monarchy now be at risk? Camilla's path to queen consort was far from easy. Initially, her relationship with King Charles brought upon her careful and sometimes disapproving public scrutiny. Nevertheless, she endured all these trials, standing by Charles despite years of speculation, media attention, and public outcry. Her steadfast presence eventually led to her official position as queen consort following Queen Elizabeth II's passing. However, with the latest conflicts, some are wondering if her hard-won place in the monarchy might be threatened. The role of queen consort carries significant responsibilities. While King Charles fulfills his duties as head of state, Camilla's support at public events and in other areas is immensely important. The question is whether she can continue to perform these duties in the current climate and how this might affect the royal family's future. The unfolding events are still far from concluded, but one thing is certain. The ramifications of this incident are not yet resolved. The trials for the monarchy and Camilla's role persist, and only time will reveal the changes these events may bring. Camilla has long played a vital role in the monarchy, actively participating in numerous charitable initiatives and representing the royal family. However, her recent departure from Buckingham Palace raises serious questions about her future in these responsibilities. Some insiders suggest that this conflict might have exposed deeper cracks in her relationship with King Charles, as well as within the monarchy itself. If the discord is as severe as reported, Camilla's current role as queen consort may be in question. Her influence on royal decisions, already a source of tension, may also be waning. Some speculate that her departure might be a temporary pause, while others suggest it could signal more radical changes in her role within the royal family. If Camilla's influence is indeed on the decline, it could lead to a reevaluation of her duties as queen consort. Royal analysts note that under King Charles's reign, the monarchy is entering a new era, emphasizing modernization and optimization of royal duties. In this context, some believe that Camilla's role might eventually change or be reduced as Charles seeks to adapt the monarchy to the expectations of contemporary society. This raises the question, is this an indication that Camilla's future as consort is becoming uncertain? Despite the current tensions, Camilla has always shown remarkable resilience. Even in the face of public criticism and internal discord within the royal family, she has remained true to herself. However, it remains unclear whether her departure from Buckingham Palace is temporary or marks the beginning of significant changes. But one thing is certain. Her role as queen consort is now in question, and only time will reveal what awaits her in the future. The royal family's response. The roles of Princes Harry and William. As the world tries to untangle the causes of the sudden conflict, many are questioning the roles played by Princes Harry and William in the situation. These brothers, whose relationships with Camilla have always been subjects of discussion, now find themselves at the center of palace intrigue. When William and Harry were children, Camilla did not have a role in their lives, although her connection with their father was widely known. During Princess Diana's marriage to King Charles, Camilla remained in the background. After the tragic death of Diana in 1997, the young princes had to cope not only with immense loss but also with the image of their mother as a victim of Charles and Camilla's affair, as portrayed in the media. This undoubtedly influenced their early perceptions of Camilla. In the years following Diana's death, Charles began gradually introducing Camilla into his sons' lives. Initially, both reportedly kept their distance from her, as the shadow of the past still loomed over their relationship. Harry, in particular, has been candid about his struggles with losing his mother, making Camilla's integration into the family circle even more delicate. Nevertheless, over time, William and Harry began to accept Camilla's role in their father's life. By the time Charles and Camilla married in 2005, William and Harry had matured and reconciled to the reality of their father's relationship. Both princes attended the wedding and, at least outwardly, seemed to welcome Camilla into their family. Behind the scenes, however, while relationships improved, challenges reportedly persisted. William, known for his commitment to family duty, showed greater tolerance in accepting the situation. He intuitively understood the importance of maintaining peace within the royal family and did what he could to ensure it. The situation remains complex, and future changes in the royal family promise to be significant. How events will unfold remains to be seen, but one thing is clear. The drama among Charles, Camilla, and Princes Harry and William is far from over, and many are watching with anticipation to see what the next chapter of this royal saga will bring. Harry, however, had a much harder time accepting all the changes. Camilla's growing role within the royal family was especially challenging for him to adjust to after the loss of his mother. Over time, the relationship between the prince and Camilla became more complex. The family sought to restore its image, and the princes began to see Camilla not as an interloper, but as someone who could bring happiness to their father. She took on a supportive role, aspiring not to replace Diana, but to carve out her own place within the royal family. Publicly, William and Harry maintained polite relationships with Camilla, appearing together at family events and royal engagements. Nonetheless, as Harry's relationships with the royal family grew tense, particularly after his marriage to Meghan Markle and subsequent stepping back from royal duties, the distance between him and Camilla reportedly widened. Tensions between Harry and his father, as well as old wounds from the past, further complicated his interactions with Camilla. While William continued to actively partake in royal duties, his relationship with Camilla seemed friendlier. He acknowledged her role within the monarchy and understood the importance of unity for the royal family's future. However, the shadow of Diana's memory still looms, making the relationships among William, Harry, and Camilla heavily influenced by past events. It is worth noting that the absence of official statements from the royal family only fuels rumors. No official communication has been released, leaving room for speculation about what role Princes Harry and William might have played in Camilla's departure. Some speculate that this may be part of broader efforts by the royal family to manage the crisis internally, away from the public eye. In the days following Camilla's departure, both Prince Harry and Prince William remained out of the limelight, avoiding any direct comments. Harry, who often openly expressed his grievances about the royal family, did not voice his opinion on this issue publicly. Similarly, William, often perceived as the more reserved of the two brothers, preferred to stay out of the spotlight. Royal marriages under pressure, a history of tensions and scandals. Royal marriages often appear luxurious on the surface, but behind the scenes, they frequently face deep issues. The marriage of King Charles and Princess Diana, one of the most famous royal unions, was far from ideal and had numerous difficulties. However, it is not the only example of complicated relationships in royal history. Many other royal couples have also experienced serious trials, often under the intense scrutiny of both the media and public. This is not the first time, but rather the second similar episode in King Charles's life. The marriage of Prince Andrew and Sarah Ferguson began as a whirlwind romantic story but soon turned into a burdensome relationship. They married in 1986 in what appeared to be a fairy tale royal wedding. However, the pressures of royal life, combined with Andrew's demanding naval career, took a toll on their relationship. Andrew was frequently absent due to his naval duties, leaving Fergie to navigate royal responsibilities alone. This led to feelings of isolation and dissatisfaction within the marriage. By 1992, their relationship had hit a rough patch, and they officially separated, eventually divorcing in 1996. Public revelations of Fergie's associations with other men during her separation further exacerbated their relationship and tarnished her reputation. Despite the end of their marriage, Prince Andrew and Sarah Ferguson have remained surprisingly close, continuing to live under the same roof. This underscores the complex nature of royal relationships, which often lie beneath the facade of formal life. The paths of Charles, Camilla, and Princes Harry and William continue to garner attention, with their stories of progress and change remaining intricate and multi-layered. Even long after their divorce, the marriage of Princess Margaret to Lord Snowden serves as another example of a royal union that faced significant difficulties and upheavals. They married in 1960 after Princess Margaret's love for group captain Peter Townsend failed due to the royal family's pressure. He was divorced, and marrying him was impossible given the high expectations. Initially, Margaret and Armstrong Jones's union seemed like a breath of fresh air for the royal family, as Snowden brought a modern approach as a talented photographer who enlivened Margaret's royal life. However, beneath the dazzling exterior lay profound issues. Snowden's work constantly kept him away from home, and the difference in their personalities led to ongoing conflicts. Margaret's need for attention, while Snowden increasingly cooled toward royal duties, resulted in estrangement. Both entered into affairs, causing their marriage to gradually disintegrate. By 1976, they announced their separation, and in 1978, they finalized their divorce. Although there are various precedents for royal marriages, the union of the king and queen consort is thought to be without parallel. What challenges does the monarchy face today, and how might they impact its future? Against the backdrop of increasing tension within the royal family and heightened public interest, the monarchy confronts critical challenges that could determine its future course. While King Charles continues to reign, questions about the stability of the royal family linger. For decades, the British monarchy symbolized continuity, tradition, and stability. Under Queen Elizabeth II, the family was associated with an image of resilience and unity. However, with the death of Queen Elizabeth and King Charles's ascent to the throne, the monarchy has entered a new era requiring modernization and adaptation to contemporary circumstances. Charles has long been seen as a forward-looking monarch, striving to modernize the royal family to align with contemporary society's demands. Nevertheless, recent upheavals in the relationship between Charles and Camilla threaten these efforts and cast a shadow over his early reign. Some believe that this conflict will settle over time and that Camilla will return to the palace to resume her duties. Yet others view this as a turning point, a chance for King Charles to reassess the monarchy's structure and potentially redefine Camilla's role. Could this announcement indicate deeper changes in the monarchy's functioning? One potential path for the monarchy's future lies in focusing on the younger generation. Prince William and his wife, the Duchess of Cambridge, Kate Middleton, are increasingly active in public life and are already positioning themselves as the future of the royal family. As Charles navigates the current crisis with Camilla, many look to William and Kate as those who can uphold the monarchy's image and ensure its stability. The Duke and Duchess of Cambridge are perceived as a modern and stable royal couple capable of connecting with younger generations and standing at the intersection of tradition and progress. Meanwhile, Prince Harry remains something of a dark horse in forecasts about the royal family's future. Despite Harry's distance from the monarchy in recent years, his relationships with Charles and other family members remain a point of tension. If Charles seeks reconciliation with Harry, it could pave the way for a more substantial role for Harry in the royal family's future. How events will unfold in the coming years remains to be seen, but one thing is clear: resolving upcoming challenges won't be easy, and the monarchy's future hinges on their successful resolution. Nonetheless, the possibility of Camilla's return to the royal family remains uncertain, especially given the recently intensified tension between her and Prince Harry. These frictions have added drama to the current situation and caused many to speculate about future developments. Public opinion will play a crucial role in how the monarchy proceeds, and this cannot be overlooked. Recent events related to her departure could reignite old criticism and public outrage associated with Camilla. If public sentiment shifts unfavorably against her, it will only complicate her path back to royal life and increase pressure on Charles to make difficult decisions regarding her future. The royal family's next steps will be crucial in determining its future course. Whether Charles and Camilla will restore their relationship or this episode will mark the beginning of more significant changes in the royal household are questions that remain to be answered. The monarchy must carefully navigate through these current trials, keeping in mind the global attention that scrutinizes every move. Each decision will be meticulously evaluated, and every action will have long-term implications for the fate of the entire royal family. This conflict raises serious questions about the monarch's ability to handle personal and public challenges in the context of the modern world. The relationship between Charles and Camilla is now facing its most difficult test yet. Whether their marriage can endure this turbulent phase remains an open question. Share your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear your perspective. With that, we conclude our discussion. Join us in the next video, where we'll explore new interesting events and issues. Thank you for watching, and stay with us.